President Muhammadu Buhari speaks on harmonious coexistence and development on the African continent. Remarkable progress recorded in infrastructural development across the country under the Buhari administration. Beneficiaries under the micro and medium enterprises say thank you to the federal government. And House of Representatives rejects Peace Corps bill. Hello, welcome to NTA Network News. I'm Nancy Godi Angonihu, and in Lagos Network Center we have Hingino John Adams, and also in Port Harcourt we have Dibabari Siedoma. The news in full. Despite the negative narratives by naysayers on the state of the Nigerian economy, the federal government says facts are available for all to see. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, indicates that available information from the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, shows that the economy has recovered from recession with stronger growth for 3 successive quarters. Bosede Abel has more.
The 2018 first quarter gross domestic product GDP shows that the economy recorded a 1.95% growth compared to 0.91% in first quarter 2017. According to the statement, agriculture and industry are driving the growth with a contribution of 90.39% to the GDP compared to 9.61% by the oil sector. This is due to renewed commitment to the diversification of the economy after more than 50 years of paying lip service to it. Additional says other contributing factors include the spending of about 1.5 trillion on infrastructure in 2017, consistent declining inflation from 18.72% to 12.48%, and steadily on the path to single digital and the continuous growth in the total capital importation in the country, amounting to about $6.3 million. Other factors include the growth of the stock market, which ended 2017 as one of the best performing in the world with returns of over 40%, increased tax revenue to 1.17 trillion naira, a 51% increase on first quarter 2017 figure, and the increase in milled rice production from 2.5 million metric tons to 4 million metric tons, as well as the drop in rice imports from 580,000 metric tons in 2015 to 58,000 metric tons in 2016, saving the country millions of dollars. On exiting recession last year, President Muhammadu Buhari had promised not to rest on his oars until the ordinary Nigerian feels the impact of the rebounding economy on his life and pocket, the path he remains committed to, no matter the distractions from scoffers. In Abuja, Bosede Abel, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari said the successful transition in the Republic of the Gambia and the ongoing peace process in that country give greater hope of harmonious coexistence and development on the African continent. The president stated this while receiving a letter of credence from the High Commissioner of the Republic of the Gambia to Nigeria, Mr. Amado Taal, at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. Correspondent Aliyu Kabir reports on this and other activities in the State House.
Receiving the letter of credence from the High Commissioner of the Republic of the Gambia to Nigeria, Mr. Amadou Tal, President Muhammadu Buhari noted the interventions by the ECOWAS for the sustainable peace, vibrant economy and the stability of the country, considering its position and value within the African continent. While congratulating the High Commissioner for the effort of his government in fast-tracking the peace process in the Gambia, the President assured him of Nigeria's commitment for the improved bilateral relations between the two countries. While appreciating Nigeria's contribution in fostering peace and stability of the Republic of Gambia, the High Commissioner told the President that the Gambians are proud of him and his country. Related development, President Muhammadu Buhari has received another letter of credence, this time from the Ambassador of the Republic of Congo to Nigeria, Mr. Jacques Obinza. The President remains committed for the enhanced bilateral relations, especially the economic ties, for the mutual benefit of both Nigeria and the Republic of Congo. The Congolese ambassador to Nigeria explained that he will be equal to the task of strengthening economic ties between both countries, noting that some Nigerian industrialists have already set up businesses in his country. In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari has met with the Biafran state governors behind closed doors on issues bothering the security of the state, in particular the Niger Delta region and the country as a whole. The governor, who was meeting the president for the first time since his re-election about 2 years ago, expressed his readiness to work hand in hand with other governors in the Niger Delta, as well as the federal government and other security agencies for the overall development of Nigeria.
We talked about the need to revisit the brass LNG. We talked about the need for a change in the approach to security management in the Niger Delta. We talked about the challenges of stabilizing the Niger Delta and the need for federal support, including what we think should be the federal response to the ongoing debate about devolution.
He expressed optimism that the interaction will result to positive development. From the State House, Aliu Kabir, NTA News.
And more on regional matters. The single currency protocol for economic activities within ECOWAS region is expected to promote integration and guarantee stable economic relations. This was the view of the Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament, Mustafa Cissé Lo, at a parliamentary seminar in Abuja. Joseph Orok was there.
The use of single currency, as it is the case with the European Union, is aimed at boosting monetary cooperation programs, lower and stabilize inflation, as well as widen funding instruments to facilitate diversification out of bank-dominated financial systems. Therefore, to enhance the actualization of this protocol, speakers at the seminar stressed the need for political will by national leaders and improved national policies to match regional goals.
The Authority of Heads of States and Government of ECOWAS has put in place a presidential task force for establishment of a single currency by the year 2020.
Single currency, visibly, there will be a change in the economic paradigm, and then the effect will be measured so that we are aware of the impacts in economic convergence on member states.
Achieving a single currency regime by 2020 in ECOWAS would promote and enhance intra-trade relations in the sub-region.
The speakers agreed that for the 2020 deadline for the commencement of the single currency for ECOWAS trade protocol, West African countries need to ratify the protocol in their countries. The two-day parliamentary workshop is on the challenges and prospects of ECOWAS single currency program. It is particularly aimed at sensitizing the parliamentarians on the need to give more commitment to the actualization of the scheme. In Abuja, Joseph Orok, NTA News.
More than 11,000 persons in Kano State have benefited from the federal government micro, small and medium enterprises clinic. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who presented cash to the beneficiaries, also had a memorable moment.
We've given out more than 350,000 microcredit loans all over Nigeria. We have covered every state, we have covered every local government, and in Kano, we have done a lot.
Today, our agents are not only heroes and champions in their immediate communities, they are also custodians of financial inclusion.
Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Clinic is federal government's program targeted at empowering businessmen and women across the country. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed continued inspection of projects being executed by the federal government across the country with firm optimism that President Muhammadu Buhari will have a smooth sail to victory at the 2019 presidential election. The minister expressed this while inspecting the dualization of Ilori-Ibadan Expressway project. Anthony Forsen reports.
The road project being undertaken by the federal government is a 4-lane divided highway. It is a 52-kilometer stretch to link the northern part of the country with the south. It will consist of asphalting wearing course, asphalting binding course, crushed rock-based course, and laterite sub-based course. The Information and Culture Minister, Lai Mohammed, who listened with rapt attention as the Federal Works Controller and the project manager of the firm constructing the road, explained the scope of work done so far.
The road itself is a corridor of the extension and the traffic that is generated in Ibadan, that is generated in Oyo, that is going towards the north, they pass through this road. So the important...
Behind us we can see the factory that manufactured the asphalt. They called Marini, came from Italy, and what we're doing here is all the binder and wearing for asphalt. Also on the other side you can see the batching plant. The batching plant, what he's doing is the concrete, mixing together with aggregate and cement and water. From there we can do the concrete in high quality for the road. We have downstairs, if you can see, for not far from us, you can see all the aggregate. There we can find the quarry. So as you can see, we are doing and producing all the material that we need locally. Therefore, we can bring more people for the local people to assist us to do this road.
Expressing satisfaction with the scope and quality of work done, the minister said the President Muhammadu Buhari administration's commitment to delivering on its campaign promises is a positive sign ahead of the 2019 presidential election.
The response of this administration to criticism is simply to continue to do more and more work, and also to continue to showcase what we are doing. What we're saying is that there's only one way you can get the electorate to vote for you: by keeping your promises to them, by delivering on your promises, by embarking on projects which touch their lives.
Funding for the execution of the road project, he explained, was accessed through the Sukuk loan, where it was able to draw 100 billion naira, which is being used for projects across the 6 geopolitical zones. The contractor has, however, assured that between middle towards the end of 2019, the project will be completed. In Ogumosho, Anthony Forsen, NTA News.
And taking stock, the Nigeria Television Authority, NTA, will feature a special documentary titled Roads to Progress on the scorecard of the Buhari administration on infrastructure development strategy, coming up tonight at 10.
The strategy was simple. There is record of a lot of projects started and uncompleted, records of projects started and not funded. So it was to get all of that together, see what the funding gap was, funding need was, and get them into the budget for appropriation first before you start then raising the cash.
Takes a tasking but more aesthetically satisfying turn, prepared for the dualization to fully begin. Okene to Benin via Okwila and Auchi is a terrain complete with its undulating hills and steep valleys.
The documentary is part of activities to usher in the 3rd anniversary of the Buhari administration. All NTA stations are to remain with the network service for the program at 10 tonight, and that's immediately after the news. Let's go to the courts now. Former Minister of Education Malam Ibrahim Shekarau and 2 others have been arraigned at the Federal High Court by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Kano Zonal Office on the alleged money laundering to the tune of 950 million naira. Mohammed Rabiu Ali reports that the defendants during the court session pleaded not guilty.
The 6-count charge leveled against the former Minister of Education, Malam Ibrahim Shekarau, Former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Aminu Wali, and Mansour Ahmed was based on the information provided by the EFCC on the alleged sum. Presiding judge of the Federal High Court, Kano, Justice Zainab Abubakar, after listening to the applications of the EFCC and the defendant lawyers, Justice Abubakar asked the defendants whether they are guilty or not. The accused persons pleaded not guilty in all the 6-count charge. Though the plaintiff and the defendant lawyers presented application of affidavits and counter-affidavits on bail application. Justice Zainab Baji therefore stands out the session, after which she provided the ruling in favor of the defendants and granted bail upon terms and conditions. One of such is to provide 100 million naira each with 2 sureties who has landed property with certificate of occupancy within court jurisdiction, and a director in the federal or state civil service are to surrender their international passports. The counsels to EFCC and that of the defendants has this to say.
The bail conditions are set by the court. The arraignment has been done, and the accused persons are currently remanded in custody of EFCC pending the fulfillment of the bail conditions. The charges against them is as it offends the Money Laundering Act, and we will assemble our witnesses and take off from there on the next date.
Well, they've pleaded not guilty to the charge. The burden is now on the prosecution to prove their case. The law presumes all of them to be innocent, and that burden, as at today, inured to their favor.
Are you satisfied with the bail conditions?
The bail conditions, we will try and meet it.
The case has been adjourned to 26th of June 2018, and the accused persons will be remanded in AFCC's custody until they meet the bail application. From Kano, Muhammad Rabi Ali, NTA News.
Ahead on the news tonight, All Progressives Congress inaugurates campaign committee for the Ekiti governorship election. Details shortly.
MTN gives 2,000% bonus for reactivating your MTN SIM. That's right. If you haven't used your MTN SIM for 45 days or more, recharge now and get 2,000% bonus. That's right, 2,000% bonus for your first recharge of every month.
Hey, Adu. Look, I got something for you.
A football chassis?
Hey, Adu, come watch a game with your uncle and I.
I'm okay, thanks.
So, Daddy, you showed those blues pepper yesterday, right?
We sure did.
Those 3 points are sure for us today. The game's about to start. Quickly.
If you don't get money, hide your face. You can call me small doctor. Omo ya teacher. What's it bad penalty or throwing?
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The managements of the Nigeria Television Authority, Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, and Voice of Nigeria wish to invite the general public to the 13th edition of the annual Ramadan lecture, which will inshallah hold on the 10th of Ramadan, 1439 after Hijrah, equivalent to 26th of May 2018 at Lumana Multipurpose Center, River Road, off Jabi Road, East, Gwarimi, Jerry, Kaduna by 9 a.m. The topic is fighting corruption, the Islamic perspective, to be delivered by Dr. Bashir Aliu Umar, Bayero University Kano Chief Imam Al-Furqan Jumat Mosque. Chief host, His Excellency Malan Nasir Ahmad El-Rufai, the Executive Governor of Kaduna State. Royal Father of the Day, His Royal Highness Alhaji Dr. Shehu Idris Seva, Emir of Zazzau. You are welcome. Announcer, Organizing Committee.
The federal government of Nigeria, through the Ecological Fund Office, domiciled in the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, awarded and executed several ecological intervention projects between May 2015 and December 2017, spread across all the states of the Federation. 53 of these projects have been completed and will be commissioned and handed over to the different benefiting communities. This is to ensure that the communities assume ownership and sustainable management of the projects. For more information, check the national newspapers. Announcer Dr. Habiba Lawal, Permanent Secretary, Ecological Fund Office.
Songs of Nigeria Festival, Sunnyfest 2018, which was originally scheduled to hold today, May 24th, has been rescheduled for Thursday, July 19th, at the same venue, International Conference Center, Abuja, and at 5 p.m. prompt. This is to honor the Nigerian Muslim community and enable them to take active part in the festival like their Christian compatriots, in the spirit of the festival's theme, and nesting the beauty of our diversity. All inconveniences are regretted. Barrister Chuks Akamadu, Executive Secretary, Sunnyfest, announcer.
Do you know that the Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing? Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all your security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, your collaborative efforts by providing necessary information about criminals and their activities in your neighborhood. Be vigilant to achieve our creed as we promise. We shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. We shall ensure that rule of law prevails in our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion, and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principle of democratic policing. We shall shun corruption, and we shall make Nigeria safer and secured under the leadership of IGP Ibrahim Otum Idris.
Let the wind of change blowing across the country chase away crime for the benefit of our society. Yes, the Nigerian police says this change must come with peace and tranquility.
This message was brought to you by the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Police Force.
You're welcome back to the Network News. Now, to fast-track development and consolidate democracy, leaders and followers require regular interaction to achieve these goals of the people. These were views expressed by guests on NTA Current Affairs program, Moment for Thought.
We are physically in the 21st century, yes, but with a mindset of a previous, something of the Stone Age or even a pre-Stone Age sort of mentality.
Yes, ma'am. That we have too many governments in this country and too little governance.
Moment for Thought comes up tonight at 11 on the NTA network servers. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointments of heads of 4 federal government agencies. A statement from the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation indicates that Dr. Anasa Ahmed Sabir is now the Chief Medical Director of the Usman Dan Fodio University Teaching Hospital, Sokoto, while Dr. Theresa Obumneme Okoli has been appointed Provost of the Federal College of Education, Technical, Umunze, Anambra State. Also appointed are Dr. Emmanuel Ikenyeri as Provost of the Federal College of Education, Technical, Omoko, Rivers State, and Dr. Pius Olakunle Osunyikami, whose appointment as the Director, Chief Executive Officer of the Directorate of Technical Aid Corps has been renewed for another 5-year term with effect from August 2018. The other appointments take effect from May the 17th, 2018. President Muhammadu Buhari has written to the Senate requesting the confirmation of nominees for chairman and members of the Police Service Commission. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports that this is in line with Section 153, subsection 1 and 154, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended.
Senate President Bukola Saraki read the presidential request containing 7 nominees. Senators congratulated Nigerian children ahead of the 2018 Children's Day celebration on Sunday, 27th of May 2018. In the motion, moved by Senator Binta Masi Garba from Adamawa North and supported by all the senators, the legislators congratulated the federal government and the families of the released Dapchi school girls, while urging authorities to intensify effort in rescuing all Nigerian children held in captivity by insurgents.
That a proper system of education and good health care are indispensable towards making the Nigerian child relevant.
Have to assign every senator to take maybe a number of rice to an IDP camp and do what is needful.
Today you have more incidents of rape against a girl child.
There are about 10,000 widows as we speak today in Zamfara State.
Even as poor as their parents are, when they go to hospital, they will be required to pay money before they can be treated.
Government to come up with a dedicated fund to assist the various Ministry of Social Welfare in the states affected.
The Child Rights Act that some states still have not passed. Please let us work to see that Child Rights Act is passed in all our 36 states.
The devastating effect of natural disaster resonated on the floor as Senator Shaibu Lao from Taraba North brought to the attention of the Senate the rains and windstorm that led to the loss of lives and destruction of property in Jalingo, Taraba State.
Urge the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to, as a matter of urgency, provide relief materials to the affected persons.
The Senate observed a minute silence in honor of those who lost their lives. After an exhaustive deliberation on the bill for the establishment of a regulatory framework for the water resources sector sponsored by the Senate leader Ahmed Lawal, the bill was recommitted to the Committee on Water Resources and other relevant committees to address some gray areas. Meanwhile, the Senate President has granted audience to a delegation from the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, during which he promised that the Senate will soon pass the Investment and Securities Amendment Bill.
We're also looking to the reform of the stock exchange, making it also more attractive.
The group was led by its president, Babatunde Paul Ruwashe, who also commended the Senate for passing the Companies and Allied Matters Act Amendment Bill. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
And still from the National Assembly, the House of Representatives has rejected at second reading a bill for an act to establish the Nigerian Peace Corps, sponsored by Representative Oke Jev. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the bill had earlier been passed by the House after undergoing due legislative process, but refused assent by the President based on concerns relating to security and funding.
The attempt today at plenary to have the bill passed at second reading was to override the veto on the bill by the presidency, but that suffered another blow when the Speaker, Yakubu Dogara, puts the question on the floor.
Those in favor of the motion that the bill be read a second time say aye. Those against it say nay. So the nays have it.
In the meantime, the House has passed at second reading and referred to the Committee of the Whole a bill for an act to amend the Public Accounts Implementation Tribunal Act 2004, which seeks to enhance penalty provisions, sponsored by Representative Ahmed Idris. Also as plenary, a motion from Representative James Abiodun Falake calling for a review downwards of the cost of application forms of Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board was adopted.
JAMB as a government agency is not set up
for profit making, but to promote educational development of the young citizens in pursuit of their professional career.
Meanwhile, the House has mandated the Committee on Ports, Harbour and Waterways and Maritime Safety, Education and Administration to liaise with the Federal Ministry of Transportation towards providing vessels and ocean liners at Maritime Academy Oron, Akwa Ibom State, as requested by Representative Basi Ekpenyo. House Committee on Works also got approval of its recommendations in a report on a bill for an act to amend the Engineers Act Cap E11, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, which seeks to ensure standardization and to integrate related professional bodies together for better coordination and professional management. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
The report released by Amnesty International alleging human rights violation by Nigerian security agencies is inherently battling with credibility. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, who was reacting to the report in a statement, maintained that the allegation does not contain facts that could have laid foundation for investigative actions. He explained that the report ignores the fact of the existing mechanisms put in place by the military as a self-correcting step and the high-level committee constituted by the presidency to examine such claims. The statement also reiterated President Buhari's commitment to the principles of human rights promotion and protection of people's freedom, even in the process of fighting terror, pointing out that the administration will ensure that all documented cases of human rights abuses are investigated and those responsible for violation are held responsible. The National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies is organizing a workshop on the conduct for political parties towards having a smooth electioneering process in Nigeria. Salihu Abdullahi reports.
The year 2013, political parties in Nigeria, under the guidance of the Independent National Electoral Commission, established the code of conduct that governed the 2015 elections in Nigeria. The idea was to set standard, increase mobilization, and strengthen intra as well as inter-party activities.
And that's why
participants here are leaders of the 68 political parties who have brainstormed with officials of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies for the validation and adoption of the Code of Conduct 2017.
Since the 2015 elections, a number of developments have taken place, especially with the exponential increase in the number of political parties.
There is issue of inclusiveness and many other issues that we felt have to be in the code of conduct.
The parties also work on themselves as institutions and then work on their members so that the polity is kept calm and organized.
The revision in the code of conduct will benefit. It will benefit all political parties.
Among the variations adopted is increasing women participation as both leaders and representatives of the political parties. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress has inaugurated a 78-member National Campaign Committee for the July 14th governorship election in Ekiti State. Deputy National Chairman APC North, Lawal Shuaibu, says winning the governorship election in Ekiti State is a major task for the party. Salihu Abdullahi again reports.
The successful conduct of the Ekiti governorship primary election that produced Dr. Kayode Fayemi as the APC candidate among 32 other aspirants, the party is set for campaign. Among members of the National Campaign Committee are 15 APC governors led by the governor of Kebbi State, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, who was represented at the occasion by the governor of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu. Others are members of the National Assembly, serving ministers, as well as members of the party's National Working Committee.
All of you as members of the
Deputy National Chairman of the APC North, Lawal Shuaibu, advised members to avoid hate speech during campaign.
All our concern should be to try and see that we capture the hearts of the Ekiti people in order to bring to an end the 4-year comedy that has been going on there.
we should be able to map out how we will win election in Ekiti State. For many reasons.
Ekiti governorship election is scheduled to hold on the 14th July 2018. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi, NTA News.
The presidency has denied media report alleging that some names in the APC Convention Planning Committee have been substituted. The presidency reiterates that President Muhammadu Buhari's position on not interfering in party affairs still stands. A statement by the presidential spokesman, Femi Adesina, further states that it is disingenuous to attribute every perceived infraction in activities of the party or government appointees to the president's desk. Now, special prayers for Nigeria and her leadership at the various levels will be offered tomorrow, Friday, at the National Mosque and on Sunday at the National Ecumenical Center, Abuja, as part of activities for the 2018 Democracy Day with the theme Peace, Building and Good Governance for Sustainable Development. On Monday, the Democracy Day lecture will hold with former chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Atahiru Jega, as guest lecturer at the International Conference Center. A statement from the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation stated that all arms and tiers of government, past presidents and heads of state, the diplomatic community and other dignitaries are expected to participate at the event. The governor of Bauchi State, Muhammad Abubakar, has accepted the resignation of Nuhu Gidaido as deputy governor of the state. He described his tenure and service to the state as meritorious and deserving commendation. A statement by the Special Advisor, Media and Strategy, Ali, the governor expressed optimism that the former deputy governor will avail his vast wealth of experience to the state anytime he is called upon in the future. On behalf of the people of Bauchi State, the governor thanked Nuhu Gidaido for his meritorious service while in office. Lagos, the Center of Excellence, is our first stop on network news, and Hingino is our guide. Hingino, take it away.
Good evening, Nancy, and thanks for joining us in Lagos. Critical stakeholders in the payment system of the Nigerian oil and gas sector converged on Lagos at the instance of the Nigeria Content Development and Monitoring Board for a workshop on modalities under the updated Naira payment template of the Nigeria Content Development Fund of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Remittance processes to enhance online and easy remittance of dedication due to the board took center stage. Jen Ojuku reports.
Many upstream companies have not been remitting their compulsory 1% value of awarded contracts, probably due to ignorance of the process of remittance. The workshop, therefore, was organized to enlighten operators on the need and how to seamlessly remit their contributions to the fund in the central bank.
Based on some of their complaints on the difficulty associated with remitting the fund, we took all those complaints. We sat together with the service providers and then we modified the system to accommodate some of those challenges and hiccups that they have. So today is merely telling them that we've listened to you, we've addressed the problem, and this is the new platform with which you will deal with.
Representative of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Jack Okitetu, took the audience through the fund remittances templates at Central Bank Treasury Single Account Payment Platform. Some of the operators described the workshop as timely.
The law speaks to the fact that it's compulsory for you to deduct, not just deduct, also to remit. And so the takeaway is to ensure that you keep to the law. Of course, we strive to be law-abiding all the time.
Stakeholders were also enlightened on the third-party forensic audit on unremitted funds obligations to ensure that the exercise is carried out without interruption as the board tracks and recovers all outstanding funds. The forensic audit is expected to begin in June. Resource persons were drawn from the CBN and System Spec Group, operators of the remittance platform. In Lagos, Jane Ojuku, NTA News.
The poor performance of public service in West African countries is being traced to lack of training for personnel. This is the conclusion of a research conducted by experts at the West African Management Development Institute's network in 5 West African countries. Tunde Saiki reports that as a result, a 2-week Train the Trainers program is being held at the Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, Ascon, Badagry.
The public service of every country virtually drives the governance mechanism. Where it is poor, governance suffers. This has been the recent experience in a number of West African countries. The West African Management Development Institute's network, WAMDEVIN, therefore introduced a training program for trainers and staff of management development institutes to reinvent critical skills for public servants.
We owe West African governments this much as we need to work collaboratively with one another in order to effectively discharge our duties to governments and citizens across the region.
To mount this program, which is the Train the Trainers, to develop the human capacity of these MDIs so that in turn they can also be in a better position to develop the human capacity of their own respective countries.
Participants hoped that the training will assist them to make the desired impacts.
Sound knowledge, skills, and proper attitudes to change things back home.
Analyzing modern techniques of modern technology of training, and also how to prepare training objectives and so many other things.
Basically, it's about getting the requisite knowledge, go back home and pass the knowledge on to other people who are not opportune to be here.
The 6 participating West African countries, Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, the Gambia, Liberia, and Cameroon, are expected to harness the potentials derived from expertise in management development, training, and research to enable them enhance their socio-economic priorities in the sub-region. In Lagos, Tunde Saiki, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Network News. We take a break now for some messages. The news returns shortly. Do stay with us.
The hat tippers, the fringe growers, you don't need to hide anymore. Try Dettol Even Tone. It cleans and helps to reduce the appearance of blemishes caused by oil, dirt, and germs, giving your skin a healthy feel for an even better you. Dettol, be 100% sure.
Dettol soap is now also available for 100 Naira only.
All TVs say picture quality, but never mention the most important color, black. It uncovers the hidden details of nature, brings out the richness in all colors, and reveals life. With self-lighting pixels, only OLED TVs make perfect black, and perfect black creates perfect color. LG OLED TV.
When I was a little girl, I loved spending time with Mum and Grandma cleaning the house. I knew what Grandma's secret was. I was so excited to sing in the choir. And your shirts are always so white. I knew what Mum's secret was. Today, I'm a modern woman that still trusts the secrets passed down to me.
It's Jik, of course, the trusted bleach which can be used all around your house for amazing results.
Shh, it's our little secret.
It's no secret. Jik removes 101 stains. Just Jik it.
It's really tough right now. It's hard to expand my business.
Exactly. You know, many farmers depend on me. All these banks saying they don't see my vision.
Good evening, gentlemen. Sorry for interrupting. That's not exactly true.
How do you know?
I'm living proof. Mind if I join you?
Not at all.
Just last year, I had planned to expand my hospitality business. It was tough, but I met the right people.
So, who exactly are these people?
My bank, FCMB. Eddie, their bills on the house. I forgot to mention, this is one of our hotels. Have a great night, gentlemen.
With the right guys who believe in your visions, getting to your desired destination is easier and quicker. Let's help you take the next step. FCMB, my bank, and I.
Every day, I see patients who come to me suffering from infectious diseases caused by germs, from typhoid to diarrhea, flu, cough, An average human being comes in contact with over 1 million germs daily when we use the toilet, from our door handles, from other surfaces we transfer to others without realizing. That is why we recommend Dettol Antiseptic Liquid. Protect your family from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Be Dettol Sure.
The Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, ASCON, announces a roundtable conference on the imperatives of funding colleges of education for achieving Education 2030 agenda. Expected participants, provosts, deans and heads of department, vice-chancellors of universities of education, registrars, bursars, heads of internal audit, directors of academic planning, chairmen of academic staff unions, heads of procurement and staff of the Colleges of Education Commission. Date, Monday 25th to Wednesday 27 June 2018. Conference fee 75,000 naira per participant. Payment mode, account name ASCON e-collection, account number 02-300-5586-1019, payable at any bank. For further inquiries, please contact G.A. Afolayan, Conference Director on 0033182344, or S.O. Bayoku, Conference Coordinator on 0037224527. Announcer, Director General, ASCON.
This is NTA Network News. We talk money matters now. Federal government rakes in 50.45 billion naira from its May bond auction, and transactions on the floor of the Nigerian stock market with Chiazalam Ekiye on Business News.
A very warm welcome to Business News. Nigeria has signed a memorandum of understanding with the African Risk Capacity towards addressing the impact of extreme weather events in Nigeria. Minister of Finance Kemi Adeosun, who signed on behalf of the federal government on the sidelines of the annual meeting of the Africa Development Bank in South Korea, congratulated the African Risk Capacity for the innovative approach towards climate risk financing. And the Accountant General of the Federation, Ahmed Idris, has expressed the commitment of the Treasury under his leadership to fully implement all the public finance management reforms, particularly the IPPIS, as directed by President Muhammadu Buhari. Idris said at present the IPPIS platform has about 480 MDAs with more than 685,000 personnel being paid without hitches. And latest data from the Debt Management Office, DMO, revealed that the federal government made a total of 50.45 billion naira from its May bond auction. A breakdown of the figures indicates that the federal government earned 3.50 billion naira from a 5-year bond at 12.75%, 8.54 billion naira from a 7-year bond at 13.53%, and 38.5 billion naira from its 10-year bond at 13.98%. And to the stock market reports, the equities market closed on a negative note as it lost 1.06%. Market capitalization stood at 14 trillion in 4,111 deals. MRS, Oil Nigeria PLC, Okomo Oil and EcoBank Transnational Incorporated led the gainers table, while Nigeria Brewery, Flour Mill and Cement Company of Northern Nigeria PLC led the laggers table, while the financial services sector were the most traded stock. That's the package. I'm Chia Zalamekie. Please stay tuned for the rest of the news.
Many thanks to you, Chiazalam. Now, Diba Barry from our Port Harcourt Network Center has the next reports. Good evening, Diba Barry.
Good evening, Nancy, and welcome to Port Harcourt. 22 suspects and 2 vessels arrested by the Nigerian Navy for alleged maritime crime have been handed over to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for further investigation and prosecution. This followed the completion of preliminary investigation by the Nigerian Navy ship Pathfinder operatives, in which 6 security personnel were also apprehended. Kingsley Amajoro reports.
MV Asha was arrested on March 31st, 2018 at about 11 p.m. with 10 suspects and 6 security personnel on illegal escort duty against the harmonized standard of operations for security agencies in Nigeria, while MV Nazarene was arrested with 12 crew members conveying about 261,283 metric tons of suspected illegally refined automated gasoline oils, AGO, on April 20, 2018 at about 11 p.m. With the preliminary investigations concluded, the Nigerian Navy handed the suspects to the EFCC for necessary actions pursuant to the fight against economic sabotage.
Intercepted the vessel MV Asha with 6 armed men from one of the security agencies. Intercepted another vessel, MV Nazarene, laden with about 300 metric tons of suspected illegally refined AGO.
The captain of MV Nazarene, who spoke to newsmen, appealed for leniency from the authorities.
I'd like to beg and seek for their mercy.
The 2 vessels were tracked down within the One axis of the River State Maritime Domain in Port Harcourt. Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
Still staying with the Navy, a Navy military school has been inaugurated in Akwa Ibom State. Clement Barquin reports that the move is part of strategy by the Nigerian Navy to produce well-trained and disciplined persons for the country's military workforce.
Located in Ikontwen, Uruganam local government area, the Nigerian Navy Military School is designed to offer secondary education to Nigerians anchored on the professional core values of the Nigerian Navy. Chief of the Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ibogete Ibaz, expressed delight over the actualization of the long-standing desire to strengthen its security apparatus, stressing that the move is in line with the federal government's desire to reposition the military towards ensuring adequate security in the country.
It would be a center of educational excellence with a doorway for their youngsters and their counterparts across the length and breadth of the country to gain a foretaste of naval profession and possibly consider a career in the service ultimately.
Akwa Ibom State Governor Domi Mane acknowledged the achievements of the military, which he said is commendable.
This is an asset that we need to protect. Please, they've cited this everywhere in this country. Let this one be an exception for quality, be an exception for cooperation, be an exception for prosperity.
The formal inauguration of the school was witnessed by Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar. From Oruganam local government area in Akwa Ibom State, Clement Barquin, NTA News.
And that does it from Port Harcourt. It's back to Nancy for the rest of the news. Good evening.
Thank you, Dibabari. In the spirit of Ramadan, President Muhammadu Buhari hosted the leadership of the National Assembly for the breaking of the Ramadan fasts at the presidential villa, Abuja. State House correspondent Aliyu Kabiru reports that the event provided opportunity for the president and the lawmakers to share ideas and experiences on ways of enhancing good governance in the country. The president expressed optimism that the smooth working relationship between the 3 arms of government is a tool for fostering unity, peace and development of Nigeria, which the citizens are yearning for. While expressing gratitude to the president for the invitation, the Senate president noted that the gesture will go a long way in strengthening the relationship between the executive and the legislature for the benefit of Nigeria and Nigerians. Sports is our next on the lineup after this short break.
brought us as usual.
As usual. You have no problem.
For the three
You are welcome, sir.
As usual, yeah. I was.
You take that one. You take that one. You don't understand? We want Nigerian homegrown rice. Finish. You don't have. You don't have.
Join the rice revolution today.
No other rice that tastes like Nigerian rice.
Are you sorry? That's the Nigerian rice we are talking about.
Chocolate made in Nigerian rice. Healthy food.
I'm going to bring Mrs. Mobo to come to chocolate rice of made in Nigeria here. And see how it are made.
Correct.
And how they are cook it.
Correct.
Homegrown rice are good for your health. It boosts our economy and give employment to our people.
This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
With 20 days to the kickoff of the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia, correspondent Ayodeji Makinde examines match venues of African teams at the Mundial.
On our 2018 FIFA World